It's a miserable day on the homestead here, but I do have a project to do, which is my utility trailer here is in desperate need of an overhaul of the lighting and wiring, and so I'm just going to upgrade to these LED set on LED lights here with a bonus. They got reverse lights in them, and I'm also going to add some other auxiliary lights on the trailer as well. So stick around, I'll give an overview of what's involved with this installation, and also more importantly, a review on how well these work. Removing these old original housings here, and I've always hated these, with the incandescent bulbs, the quarter turn, because you know what, these are always so tricky and finicky to try to get in, and even when you do, it never feels like they're really seated well. And these are the double filament 1157s, I believe, and between the four filaments on the two sides, seems like there's always one that's not working right. And the wiring connection to these is so chintzy the way it works. Anyway, I'm going to be really glad to be able, and the bolt broke off, of course. I'm going to be really happy to shit can these for sure, and get them out of my life forever. So, open up this set of lights. Now this only comes with the tail lights. It doesn't come with the clearance lights or the marker lights or whatever, but pretty fancy packaging when you actually have to add in a switch and a battery and all that to advertise your features. Now, if you're wondering, it's like, why would you need reverse lights? Why would I need reverse lights on a 10-foot utility trailer? Well, if you lived where I lived, you might too. When the sun is down and there's no moon out, you can't see anything out here at all. And as many times as I've had to back up this trailer at night and I cannot see anything, and I've gotten pretty close to hitting buildings and this landscaping, and even this rock here, even though like this thing is huge, like how can you miss it? I squared right up on it and backed the trailer into it. Now fortunately I hit it pretty square, so I didn't damage anything, but yeah, I definitely need to be able to see what's behind me when I'm backing up this trailer, and the reverse lights that are on the truck don't nearly do enough that I need. So well, this comes with the taillight bracket. Not using it, don't ever use these. They don't seem to hold up, man. They just break, and then you lose your license plate. My existing wiring is in pretty bad shape. The insulation is old and dried out and cracked, and I'm actually getting short circuits. Like actual short circuits. I hear the term used incorrectly a lot of times when people just mean a bad connection or a loose wire, but I'm truly getting a short circuit to where it's blowing the fuses for my turn signals and the brake lights in my truck. So upgrading the wiring is a definite must here. And this is the harness here, or the plug, and this is a 5-way flat. So unlike your standard 4-way flats, this is a 5-way because it's got the extra wire for the reverse lights. But one thing I noticed right away though is there's only one blue wire. Now the blue wire is for the reverse lights, and on your standard plug you've got your white wire, which is the ground. You got the left and right turn signals, which is yellow and green, and then you got two browns. One brown runs down the left side for running lights, tail lights. The other brown runs to the right side for running lights and tail lights. But I do have two reverse lights, but only one blue wire. Now this blue wire is about 8 feet longer than the rest, so it looks like the intent is just run that down one side and then connect it to a reverse light and then cross it over in the rear to the other reverse light. However, my application is a little bit different, as I'm going to be adding these auxiliary clear LEDs to the side of the trailer about halfway back, and they're going to be wired into the reverse light circuit. Now, again, it can get pretty dark where I'm at, and being able to see what's on the side of me will help as well, whether it be, I don't know, another vehicle, garbage cans, my dog, or whatever. But since I'll only have one blue wire running down one side of the trailer, I'll have to jumper across the middle to power the one on the other side as well. By the way, this is not a how-to video on how to hook up trailer lights. There's plenty of videos out there already on that, but rather this is just an overview of my process maybe some helpful tips, the extras I'm adding, and my assessment of the kit that I'm using. The kit came with these wire nuts for the electrical connections. I'm not using wire nuts, but if I did, I probably wouldn't use these anyway, but rather these. These are used a lot in landscape lighting, and they're more protected from corrosion because of these flexible shields on here, and also they're filled with dielectric grease as well. I sealed my connections with shrink wrap and then liquid electrical tape on top of that. I'm actually wiring these up with the system powered using a battery charger. That way, as I make the connections, I know right away they're working as opposed to hooking everything up, shrink wrapping and sealing, then only to find out after that something's not working. Being careful, of course, not to accidentally touch a strip wire to the metal of the trailer and making sparks. Okay, all installed now. Got the tail lights, the auxiliary backup lights on the side. I changed the side marker lights with LEDs also. Here's the story with the 5 flat connector. The kit does come with a tow vehicle end if you need to add it or switch it over from an existing 4-way. The 5 flat though is commonly used for trailers with surge brakes and an electronic lockout where the reverse light circuit will disable the brakes when backing up. In this case, however, we're using it for the actual reverse lights. My truck has a 4-way and a 7-way factory installed, and I'm not going to add a 5-way. I'll just use the magic adapter here, which is a 7-way round to 5-way flat. Unlike a 7-way to a 4-way though, this one has a contact for the center terminal, which is the reverse lights. Okay, it is way dark outside right now, so it's time for the reverse light test. Now those extra lights I put on the side, I've covered those up for now just to see how much light the regular taillight reverse lights put out. Then after that, I'll uncover the side LEDs to see how much more light those add. Not bad. Let's see out there now. Oh, great. I'll take those covers off the side and see. For the included hardware, it comes with these clips to secure the wire to the trailer. Now my trailer has these tubes in which to route the wires, so I didn't need them. But if you were to need to use these, I don't think there's nearly enough of them included. And where I ran the wiring across underneath to the other side, I use zip ties instead. The kit also comes with plenty of these quick splices. They're handy and they work pretty well, but if you use them, I'd recommend spraying them with liquid electrical tape after you make the connection. Also, on the harness, the white ground wire that connects to the frame of the trailer is quite short. It's only about a foot. I needed to extend it about another foot to get it to reach, so that could have been longer to begin with. Also, I did mention the wire nuts earlier, which I wouldn't exactly recommend. So, a few shortcomings with the hardware, but definitely nothing that's a deal breaker. Overall, I really like the upgrade. The housings are a direct replacement, so they bolt right up to where the old ones were, no modifications. At least for my application. If you had, say, a covered trailer maybe where the housings are recessed, I couldn't say with absolute certainty they would fit. And the reverse lights are really going to be a big help for me because they're LED, no worrying about bulbs burning out or coming loose. They should last longer than the trailer. I'll put links to everything I used for my setup here in the description.